The seventh-day Sabbath, observed from Friday sunset to Saturday sunset, is an important part of the beliefs and practices of Seventh-day churches. These churches emphasize biblical references such as the ancient Hebrew practice of beginning a day at sundown, and the Genesis creation narrative wherein an evening and morning established a day, predating the giving of the Ten Commandments. They hold that the Old and New Testament show no variation in the doctrine of the Sabbath on the seventh day. Saturday, or the seventh day in the weekly cycle, is the only day in all of Scripture designated using the term Sabbath. The seventh day of the week is recognized as Sabbath in many languages, calendars, and doctrines, including those of Catholic and Orthodox churches. It is still observed in modern Judaism in relation to Mosaic law. Catholic, Orthodox, and most Protestant denominations believe the Mosaic law to be superseded. Yet it is only in the West that some Christians describe the Sabbath as being transferred to Sunday, the first day of the week, merged with the day of Christ's resurrection, forming a Christian Sabbath. The Roman Catholic Church especially followed a policy to take over the pagan festivals endeared to the people by tradition, and to give them a Christian name, and slowly introduced the day of the weekly festival of the sun into the Church. Seventh-day Sabbatarians are Christians who seek to re-establish the practice of some early Christians who kept the Sabbath according to normal Jewish practice. They usually believe that all humanity is obliged to keep the Ten Commandments, including the Sabbath, and that keeping all the commandments is a moral responsibility that honors and shows love towards God as Creator, Sustainer, and Redeemer. Christian Seventh-day Sabbatarians, arising from Adventist groups in the Millerite tradition, hold beliefs similar to the tradition that the change of the Sabbath was part of a great apostasy in the Christian faith. Some of these, most notably the Seventh-day Adventist Church, have traditionally held that the apostate church formed when the Bishop of Rome began to dominate the West and brought heathen corruption and allowed pagan idol worship and beliefs to come in, and formed the Roman Catholic Church, which teaches traditions over Scripture and to rest from the work on Sunday instead of Sabbath, which is not in keeping with Scripture. The Sabbath is one of the defining characteristics of Seventh-day denominations, including Seventh-day Baptists, Seventh-day Adventists, the Seventh-day Evangelist Church, the Church of God headquartered in Salem, West Virginia, the Church of God Conferences, True Jesus Church, and the United Church of God, among many others. Biblical Sabbath. The Sabbath was first described in the biblical account of the seventh day of creation. Observation and remembrance of the Sabbath is one of the Ten Commandments. Most people who observe the first day or seventh-day Sabbath regard it as having been instituted as a perpetual covenant. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations, for a perpetual covenant. This rule also applies to strangers within the gates, a sign in respect for the day during which God rested after having completed creation in 6 days. History. Early Church Drive. Samuel Bacchiocchi, in his historical work From Sabbath to Sunday, documented the slow change from the original Saturday Sabbath to Sunday in the early Christian Church due to pagan influence from the pagan converts, social pressure against Judaism, and also the decline of standards for the day. In the change, the first day became called the Lord's Day, as that was the name known as the sun god Baal to the pagans, so they were familiar with it and put forth by the leaders in Rome to gain converts, and got picked up by the Christians in Rome to differentiate themselves from the Jews, who had rebelled. And the Sabbath, according to Justin Martyr, Christians also worshipped on Sunday because it possessed a certain mysterious import, not anything anything commanded by the apostles. Seventh-day Adventists point out the role played by either the Pope or by Roman Emperor Constantine I in the transition from Sabbath to Sunday, with Constantine's law declaring that Sunday was a day of rest for those not involved in farming work. According to R. J. Bauckham, the post-apostolic church contained diverse practices regarding the Sabbath. Emperor Aurelian began a new sun cult in 274 AD, and pagan ordinances were instituted in order to transform the old Roman idolatry and the accession of sun worship. Emperor Constantine then enacted the first Sunday laws for the Venerable Day of the Sun in 321 AD. On March 7, 321, the Roman Emperor Constantine issued a decree making Sunday a day of rest from labor, stating, "All judges and city people and the craftsmen shall rest upon the venerable day of the sun. Country people, however, may freely attend to the cultivation of the fields, because it frequently happens that no other days are better adapted for planting the grain in the furrows of the vines in trenches, so that the advantage given by heavenly providence may not for the occasion of a short time perish." We find a good description of this in sources such as the book Rest Days, which states, "This legislation by Constantine probably bore no relation to Christianity. It appears, on the contrary, that the emperor, in his capacity of Pontifex Maximus, was only adding the day of the sun, the worship of which was then firmly established in the Roman Empire, to the other ferial days of the sacred calendar. What began, however, as a pagan ordinance, ended as a Christian regulation, and a long series of imperial decrees during the 4th, 5th, and 6th centuries enjoined with increasing stringency abstinence from labor on Sunday. Early Christian observance of both a spiritual seventh-day Sabbath and a Lord's Day assembly is evidenced in Ignatius's letter to the Magnesians, California, 110. The Pseudo-Ignatian editions amplify this point by combining weekly observance of spiritual seventh-day Sabbath with the Lord's Assembly. If Pseudo-Ignatius dates as early as 140, its admonition must be considered important evidence on second-century Sabbath and Lord's Day observance. According to classical sources, widespread seventh-day Sabbath rest by Gentile Christians was also the prevailing mode in the 3rd and 4th centuries. Ellen G. White states that ecumenical councils generally each pressed the Sabbath down slightly lower and exalted Sunday correspondingly, and that the bishops eventually urged Constantine to syncretize the worship day in order to promote the nominal acceptance of Christianity by pagans. But, while many God-fearing Christians were gradually led to regard Sunday as possessing a degree of sacredness, they still held the Sabbath. Bauckham also states some church authorities continued to oppose this as a Judaizing tendency. In the 4th century, Socrates Scholasticus stated, "For although almost all churches throughout the world celebrate the sacred mysteries on the Sabbath of every week, yet the Christians of Alexandria and at Rome, on account of some ancient tradition, have ceased to do this. The Egyptians in the neighborhood of Alexandria and the inhabitants of the Bay hold the religious assemblies on the Sabbath, but do not participate in the mysteries in the manner usual among Christians in general. For after having eaten and satisfied themselves with food of all kinds, in the evening making their offerings they partake of the mysteries." In the 5th century, Cizomon, referencing Socrates Scholasticus, added to his description, "Assemblies are not held in all churches on the same time or manner. The people of Constantinople and almost everywhere assembled together on the Sabbath as well as on the first day of the week, which custom is never observed at Rome or at Alexandria. There are several cities and villages in Egypt where, contrary to the usage established elsewhere, the people meet together on Sabbath evenings, and, although they have dined previously, partake of the mysteries." Middle Ages. The Sabbath in Africa study group, founded by Charles E. Bradford in 1991, holds that the Sabbath has existed in Africa since the beginning of recorded history. Tadesse Tamrat has argued that this practice predates Stuart Statewas's advocacy of observing both Saturday and Sunday as days of Sabbath, which led to his eventual exile from Ethiopia around 1337. Emperor Zara Yaqub convened a synod at Tegulet in 1450 to discuss the Sabbath question. In Bohemia, as much as 1/4 of the population kept seventh-day the Sabbath in 1310. This practice continued until at least the 16th century, when Erasmus wrote about the practice. The Unitarian Church condemned Sabbatarianism as innovation in 1618. The last Sabbatarian congregation in Transylvania disappeared in the 19th century, and the remaining Sabbatarians, who were known as Tzomrei Sabbat, joined the existing Jewish communities, into which they were eventually absorbed. Sabbatarianism also expanded into Russia, where its adherents were called Subbotniks, and, from there, the movement expanded into other countries. Some of the Russian Subbotniks maintained a Christian identity doctrinally, while others formally converted to Judaism and assimilated within the Jewish communities of Russia. Some of the latter, however, who had become Jewish, although they and the descendants practiced Judaism and had not practiced Christianity for nearly 2 centuries, still retained a distinct identity as ethnic Russian converts to Judaism until later. A small number of the anti-Trinitarian Socinian churches of Eastern Europe and the Netherlands adopted the seventh day as the day of worship and rest. Reformation sects such as the Waldenses, Albigenses, and Leonists appear to have retained Sabbath observance in Europe during the Middle Ages. A report of an inquisition, before which were brought some Waldenses of Moravia in the middle of the 15th century, declares that among the Waldenses, not a few indeed celebrate the Sabbath with the Jews. The Taiping Rebellion kept the Sabbath in China. The Goa Inquisition attacked Sabbatarian St. Thomas Christians. At the time of the Protestant Reformation, some Anabaptists, such as Oswald Lay, argued that the seventh day should be observed as the Sabbath and that Sunday Sabbath was an invention of the Pope. Seventh-day Sabbatarianism was revived in 17th-century England. Early advocates included the Elizabethan Seventh-day Men, the Traskites, and Thomas Brabourne. The majority of Seventh-day Sabbatarians were part of the Seventh-day Baptist Church and experienced harsh opposition from Anglican authorities and Puritans. The first Seventh-day Baptist Church in the United States was established in Rhode Island in 1671. Modern churches. Seventh-day Baptists. Seventh-day Baptists are Christian Baptists who observe Seventh-day Sabbath. The Seventh-day Baptist World Federation today represents over 50,000 Baptists in 22 countries. It is the oldest modern Sabbatarian denomination. The first recorded Seventh-day Baptist meeting was held at the Mill Yard Church in London in 1651 under the leadership of Peter Chamberlain. Seventh-day Adventism. The Seventh-day Adventist Church is the largest modern Seventh-day Sabbatarian denomination, with 17,214,683 members as of June 30, 2011, and holds the Sabbath as one of the pillars of Adventism. Seventh-day Adventism grew out of the Millerite movement in the 1840s, and a few of its founders were convinced in 1844 to 1845 of the importance of Sabbatarianism under the influence of Rachel Oakes Preston, a young Seventh-day Baptist laywoman living in Washington, New Hampshire, and a published article in early 1845 on the topic by Thomas M. Preble, pastor of the Free Will Baptist congregation in Nashua, New Hampshire. Seventh-day Adventists observe the Sabbath from Friday sunset to Saturday sunset. In places where the sun does not appear or does not set for several months, such as northern Scandinavia, the tendency is to regard an arbitrary time such as 6 p.m. as sunset. During the Sabbath, Adventists avoid secular work and business, although medical relief and humanitarian work is accepted. Though there are cultural variations, most Adventists also avoid activities such as shopping, sport, and certain forms of entertainment. Adventists typically gather for church services on Saturday morning. Some also gather on Friday evening to welcome in the Sabbath hours, and some similarly gather at closing Sabbath. Traditionally, Seventh-day Adventists hold that the Ten Commandments are part of the moral law of God, not abrogated by the teachings of Jesus Christ, which apply equally to Christians. This was a common Christian understanding before the Sabbatarian controversy led Sunday keepers to adopt a more radical antinomian position. Adventists have traditionally distinguished between moral law and ceremonial law, arguing that moral law continues to bind Christians, while events predicted by the ceremonial law were fulfilled by Christ's death on the cross. History: Sabbatarian Adventists emerged between 1845 and 1849 from within the Adventist movement of William Miller, later to become the Seventh-day Adventists. Frederick Wheeler began keeping the seventh day as the Sabbath after personally studying the issue in March 1844 following a conversation with Rachel Preston. According to his later report, he is reputed to be the first ordained Adventist minister to preach in support of the Sabbath. Several members of the church in Washington, New Hampshire, to whom he occasionally ministered, also followed his decision, forming the first Sabbatarian Adventist church. These included William Farnsworth and his brother Cyrus. T.M. Preble soon accepted it from either Wheeler Oakes or someone else at the church. These events preceded the Great Disappointment, which followed shortly after, when Jesus did not return as Millerites expected on October 22, 1844. Preble was the first Millerite to promote the Sabbath in print form, through the February 28, 1845, issue of the Adventist Hope of Israel in Portland, Maine. In March he published his Sabbath views in tract form as a tract, showing that the seventh day should be observed as the Sabbath, instead of the first day, according to the commandment. This tract led to the conversion of John Nevins Andrews and other Adventist families in Paris, Maine, as well as the 1845 conversion of Joseph Bates, who became the foremost proponent of the Sabbath among this group. These men in turn convinced James Springer White, Ellen Harmon, and Hiram Edson of New Hampshire. Preble is known to have kept Seventh-day Sabbath until mid-1847. He later repudiated the Sabbath and opposed the Seventh-day Adventists, authoring the First-day Sabbath. Bates proposed an 1846 meeting among the believers in New Hampshire and Port Gibson, which took place at Edson's farm, where Edson and other Port Gibson believers readily accepted the Sabbath message and forged an alliance with Bates, White, and Harmon. Between April 1848 and December 1850, 22 Sabbath conferences in New York and New England allowed White, Bates, Edson, and Stephen Pierce to reach conclusions about doctrinal issues. Also, in 1846, a pamphlet written by Bates created widespread interest in the Sabbath. Bates, White, Harmon, Edson, Wheeler, and S.W. Rhodes led the promotion of the Sabbath, partly through regular publications. Present Truth magazine was largely devoted to the Sabbath at first. J.N. Andrews was the first Adventist to write a book-length defense of the Sabbath, first published in 1861. Two of Andrew's books include testimony of the fathers of the first 3 centuries concerning the Sabbath and the first day in history of the Sabbath. Eschatology. The pioneers of the Church have traditionally taught that the seventh-day Sabbath will be a test, leading to the sealing of God's people during the end times, though there is little consensus about how this will play out. The Church has clearly taught that there will be an international Sunday law enforced by a coalition of religious and secular authorities, and that all who do not observe it will be persecuted, imprisoned or martyred. This is taken from the Church's interpretation, following Ellen G. White, of Daniel chapter 7 verse 25, Revelation chapter 13 verse 15, Revelation chapter 7, Ezekiel chapter 20 verses 12 to 20, and Exodus chapter 31 verse 13. Where the subject of persecution appeared in prophecy, it was thought to be about the Sabbath. Some early Adventists were jailed for working on Sunday, in violation of various local blue laws that legislated Sunday as a day of rest. It was expected that a universal Sunday law would soon be enforced, as a sign of the end times. However, with the signs of the times being steadily fulfilled, the possibility of such an event happening in this current generation is inevitable. Armstrongism. Seventh-day Sabbatarianism was a key feature of the former Worldwide Church of God, founded by Herbert W. Armstrong, and its various descendant movements. Armstrong, who began the Radio Church of God, was in 1931 ordained by the Oregon Conference of the Church of God, an Adventist group, and began serving a congregation in Eugene, Oregon. The broadcast was essentially a condensed church service on the air, with him singing featured along with Armstrong's message, and was the launching point for what would become the Worldwide Church of God. Other groups. The True Jesus Church supports the Seventh-day Sabbath, and it has approximately 2 million members worldwide. Initial founder Ling Sheng Zhang accepted the Sabbath after studying Seventh-day Adventist theology, and co-founder Paul Way was originally a Seventh-day Adventist. An American missionary named Bernson, who was from a Sabbath-keeping Church of God, was also influential among the founders. Other minor Sabbatarian churches include the Seventh-day Remnant Church, Church of God, headquartered in Salem, West Virginia. Church of God, Logos Apostolic Church of God in the UK, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and Sudan. Sabbath Rest Advent Church, House of Yahweh Seventh-day, headquartered in Clyde, Texas. Assembly of Yahweh Seventh-day, formed in Holt, Michigan. Assemblies of Yahweh, headquartered in Bethel, Pennsylvania. Seventh-day Adventist Reform Movement, formed as the result of a schism within the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Europe during World War I over the position its European church leaders took on Sabbath observance and in committing Seventh-day Adventist Church members to the bearing of arms in military service for Germany in the war.